Good morning. Welcome to DVI Bushcraft Survival. Dominick. Today we're talking about water filtration and disinfection. So let's go over some different kits and go over the pros and cons and what they do and what they don't do. And that way you can make a decision based on informed information on what you're going to carry in the woods. Today's video is brought to you by Old Man Copper Wax Products. Best and all-natural wax products for your mustache, beard. I use it, I love it, and everyone should that has a beard. Even your mom.
Old Man Copper, mustache wax and beard balm. Made by me, the old man, right here in the US, all natural.
First thing we need to talk about is the difference between water filtration and disinfection. So filtration is getting rid of the solids and chemicals that are in the water that you're going to be possibly drinking. Secondly is disinfection. So disinfection gets rid of the biological threats, right? So your bacteria and viruses. So that's the first thing to know when you're choosing the correct water filtration system or method. Secondly, something to know about how these systems are rated and tested. And they use something called a log count. So a log count is used in microbiology, and basically it's a term is the reduction of the concentration of microorganisms, right? So this count or this test is the way that quantifies the effectiveness of the disinfection and the filtration process. So knowing those terms, we can then talk about what a log count is. So a log count, if we said it was tested once, one log test that removed, the filtration removed 90% of the contaminants, right? So your threats, 90% using an example, if you had 1,000 counts of a particular bacteria, that would leave 100 counts of the bacteria left in the water that you could possibly drink. So a 2-log reduction is 99% of the bacteria would be removed, which then would leave you with 10 counts. Going down is, as we go down in log counts, a 3-log reduction is 99.9, which leaves 1 count. And then finally, or an example of a 6-log reduction, that is 99.9999% of the 1,000 counts of the bacteria or virus, which basically leaves absolutely nothing, right? And that log count is used for both bacteria and for viruses. Particulates are then chemicals and heavy metals, and we're going to get into what system has the capabilities of taking care of bacteria, virus, chemicals, solids, and whatnot. So we'll start off with how I have it set up in a PACE order, right? So a primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. Shout out to Jason Smith at Hobo Forge Survival. Definitely need to get to know that guy. Follow him on YouTube, follow him on Instagram, and take a class with him. You'll see that in the near future that we're going to be collabing on a bunch of classes coming up. So you'll get to see him on our channel as well. First off, my primary is the Grayl, right? So the Grayl is, we'll go over the log counts and what it does. The Grayl has the ability to filter a 6-count bacteria, a 4-count virus, and it also has the ability to get rid of chemicals like heavy metals and chemicals like benzene, right? So this is the closest to purest water that you can get, filtering and disinfecting in the field. It's a small package. The original Grayl is a plastic Grayl with a filter, with a nesting cup, allows you to boil water. The newer Grayl, the GeoPresses, these are both GeoPresses. This is their titanium. This is the same filtration as the first Grayl GeoPress, but it has a titanium container rather than plastic. So after you remove this, you can boil water in this, and you can also filter water like that. So you have two options here. The boil water then could be, and we'll talk about this later in the video, is the E for the emergency and why. So going back to the pace and why now boiling water is emergency, after a long talk with Jason Smith, he brought up some good points. And so your pace system should be based off of first, ease of use, effectiveness, and then how difficult is it for you to get water, right? So not that boiling water is harder to get the water, but you also have to have a secondary skill set, right? So you have to have the ability to boil water. You have to know how to boil the water. You need the resources to boil water. Boiling water takes time. You need to create a fire, which in a permissive environment, that's not so bad, but in a non-permissive environment, that might not be so good because you don't want to generate smoke. You also have to think about your boiling water, and if it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity like it is here today, you're not going to want to drink that hot water right away. So it's not going to be available for you right away. So primary with the Grayl, you have the ability to scoop your water, clean your water, and drink it immediately. One of the things that I like to incorporate in all of these systems is some sort of a filtering device, a pre-filtering device. As you can see here, I have this cotton duck Millbank bag that I store my Grayl inside, and that is a pre-filter, so I can pour my water into that, then into the Grayl. It gets out all the big pieces and the chunks and any stuff that's floating around in there, saves some life on the filter. So primary Grayl. Alternate is a Sawyer Squeeze system or something like a HydroPack filtering system. Both of those have the same stats when it comes to the log count as far as testing on bacteria and viruses. So a Sawyer Squeeze is a 7 count, so it's slightly better in bacteria, right? 99.99999 7 count for bacteria. It has absolutely no ability, though, to filter viruses or chemicals. So although we're getting rid of bacteria out of the water, we're not getting rid of everything. So you still have a chance to get a virus or any kind of heavy metals or chemicals through your Sawyer Squeeze. Very light though. This can be packed in your pocket and you're go from there. You can see on this one here, this is set up where I have an orange cord tied to my dirty water bag, and then it'll get squeezed through here and filtered into the other bag. And the other one I have a khaki colored cord, so I know that these bags never get cross-contaminated. I will always put my dirty water into this bag. Moving right along, we have either Aquatabs or iodine tablets, right? So with that, here's another way to pre-filter your water, which is a shamag, and a cotton t-shirt, a clean cotton t-shirt will work as well. But again, reiterating, using some sort of a pre-filter helps your chances in filtering this water a little better. So what I like to do is I keep my shamag balled up inside of a Ziploc bag. I've got some Aquatabs in here, and I also have a toggle with some Kevlar cord, so then I can hang my bottle in or over the fire if I need to boil it as well. So again, there's some redundancies here. I have a way to filter the water, disinfect the water with the Aquatabs, and then I can also boil as well, right? So the effectiveness of the Aquatabs is, the data that we have on it is that it is effective if used as directed for bacteria and viruses. So that means if you use it right and you wait the time for the chemical, the iodine, the chlorine, or whatever substance is in the type of tablets that you use, you have to give it enough time for it to actually activate and kill off the viruses and bacteria. If you don't use it effectively, you don't get clean water, right? It also has no ability to get rid of heavy metals, solids, or chemicals. So another thing you can add to your Aquatab, your iodine tablet, is in a plastic bag. I like to keep some tabs, some tin foil, and some coffee filters. There's also a Whirlpack bag in here, so it's a plastic bag that can hold water. You could also boil in those bags if you're careful. But this is a good accoutrement to this system. Moving right along to boiling, right? So boiling can be something as simple as a canteen in a cup that is placed inside the fire or on your coals until it boils, or you could go something a little bit better or fancier, but then you have to deal with fuels, is a jet boil or some sort of like the MSR pocket rocket. It's light. You've got a cup. You can also boil in this cup if you run out of fuel, start a fire, but you're limited to what you have as far as fuel if you want to go straight with the system as is. Something about why you would use fuel over a fire is going back to that talk on the permissive and non-permissive environment. If you have to light a fire, you're going to generate smoke or steam, and you can be seen. Whereas with a fuel type stove, it'll just boil the water, and you'll remain not seen. So I hope this kind of goes over a little bit today what we wanted to talk about. The pros and cons of each of these systems. It'll give you a better way to make your selections on what you plan to carry when you go out in the woods or on a day hike or your day-to-day, everyday carry. Informed decisions are the best decisions, and you have to do what's right for you and your environment that you're working in. So I hope that this helped you. Don't forget to give us a follow and like this video because it helps our algorithm. And head over to Old Man Copper's website, www.oldmancopper.com, and buy some beard wax, beard balm and mustache wax, because it's the bomb.